Here we actually have it overseas on the other side of the world as well. Take a look at this tumultuous video here. Dramatic footage. This is from a fishing boat traveling in the Gulf of Naples, showing the splashing of baseball size, guys. You can see those stones there, right? Baseball-sized hailstones slamming into the water. So the weather impacts consumers, globally, right? And our business expert and meteorologist, Paul Walsh, has just returned from a week-long trip to Australia, where we just saw that video. And he's here this morning to discuss it. First of all, were you on vacation, or what were you doing, Paul, in Australia?
It was all business, Kate. I was out in Australia with our partners with IBM Analytics, visiting with customers and doing some speaking engagements. And best of all, I should say, I spent a couple of days at the Melbourne Spring Fashion Show, which included a couple of days on the runway.
Okay, what was a meteorologist doing at a fashion show, and why wasn't I invited?
Yeah, I was not doing my best Zoolander impression.
Blue Steel? Please, I think you could throw a pretty good Blue Steel.
Well, I might be able to, but in this case, I was actually on business, and then speaking to, before the events, actually speaking to chief marketing officers and designers about weather and how the weather impacts consumers, especially during these transition seasons. Of course, down under today, or we're just starting the start of spring. So the whole new season is starting, and the impact of weather is ubiquitous, as you said.
So how big of an issue is El Nino? Obviously it's changed our pattern here in the States,
right.
But what about Australia? Do they see any impacts from that?
Yeah, they certainly do. Of course, Australia has a huge agricultural economy, and typically when they have an El Nino, like the likes of which we are in now, they get tremendous droughts. So the impact of that is devastating on their agriculture industry. There's huge negative impacts on their overall GDP, and so it's something that they're very concerned with. And just like us in the U.S., more and more they're using data and analytics to help them understand and manage the effect of weather.
Awesome. You always bring it, Paul Walsh. I love all of your information all the time. Can we get a little Blue Steel before you head out?
No.
Okay, maybe next time we'll get him to throw us a little Zoolander look. Maybe look for it on Twitter. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just saying.
Well, she had to try. Come on. I love Paul